Hey everyone, and welcome to Game 4 of the Spring Cup between Huskies and between the Jets. So we're just having a warm-up at the moment. I'm Gary Dodds.
I'm Eric Van Mellen, and welcome to tonight's broadcast.
Okay, so as they're just warming up there, you can see on the feed there, you can either watch via the YouTube, which is yet to start, or you can actually go direct to the Facebook page on the Huskies, where you can watch the live feed right now. So at the moment, the teams are warming up. We have about 8 minutes left to warm up. As some even know, an ice cut in the beginning of the first period. So first of all, what we'll do, we'll introduce our away team, the Slough Jets.
So
Eric?
for the Slough Jets, we've got today in our team, we've got Adam Rothbottom playing for number 2, Jamie Chandler, Harry and Russ, number 7, number 8 is Ollie Stone, number 10 is Timo Lindgren, Sean Norris, number 14, Harry Harcup, 15, Lewis English, number 19, Darren Bradley, 22, Connor Redmond, 23, Dan Rose, our captain tonight, playing number 24. Matt Smitho, our netminder, 29. Luke Smitho, Brett Shepard, netminder, 36. Christian Moore, Matt Jordan, 55. Kevin Black, 67. Brendan Baird, 75. Jacob Soper, 90. Hayden Dowdy, 91. Finishing off with Bradley Hildreth in 93. And Sam Talbot, 98. Now introducing our Haringey Huskies.
Hi, with the Haringey Huskies, we have in defence Tom Avery, wearing number 13. Jaden Booker, wearing number 21. Yuri Dragomir, wearing 87. Matt France, wearing number 58. Brian Griffiths, who's wearing number 4. Sam Jackson, wearing number 3. Jaden Jenner, wearing number 5. Harrison Lillis, wearing number 93. And Nathan Long, wearing number 91. And for the forwards, we have Stuart Appleby, wearing number 17. Tom Davis, wearing number 94. Owen Dell, wearing number 7. Lee D'Souza Sioncella, wearing number 84. Lee Hounslow, number 37. Luke Martin, wearing 15. Ryan Payne, wearing number 14. James Pentecost, wearing number 89. Nathan Pollard, wearing number 92. Brandon Webster, wearing number 9. And your captain, Stephen Woodward, wearing number 23. So you see from the Haringey list there's not everyone playing from last year's season. So they've got a couple of guest players that are playing specifically in the Spring Cup. And I'll point those out to you. So, netminder, we have Adam Long, who is recently playing for the Dynamos, originally from Peterborough and been playing in the Storm in the two-way held last year. Also, we have Harrison Lillis. Harrison, as we all know, comes from the Invicta setup, Invicta Dynamos, where he spent the majority of all his hockey career. Alongside with Nate Harrison, we have Nathan Long, brother of Adam Long, again from Peterborough. We also have Tom Davis. Last year played for the Dynamos, but has also played for Chelmsford and Romford. Next, we have another Invicta player, Owen Dell, a young player that's come up through the junior ranks at Invicta, who's also played GB under 18, and has also guested in for the Huskies today. Another 2 players with Nathan Pollard, another player from the Peterborough setup. And we also have Brandon Webster, who's also last year been playing for the Dynamos. And they're the guest players for tonight. Okay, so the guys still have about 5 minutes left to warm up. We'll just give you some information about how this game come about. So there are 4 teams that are playing in the Spring Cup. You have the Haringey Huskies, the Slough Jets, the Solent Devils, and the Milton Keynes Thunder. The cup was made up by the EHA, with 4 teams playing on there. Haringey have been asked to normally play a league lower, so bearing in mind there's the other 3 teams, NHL 1, because obviously the Haringey Huskies played in a cup last year, they were asked if they can bring it as the 4th team in playing in this Spring Cup today. And today we're playing Game 4. So 3 games have already been played, and we're going into details of how those scores and games went over the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely right. Now, yesterday's game, we already had the matchup between Slough and the Haringey Huskies, as well as the Huskies' first game of the cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, I heard that from the first period, all quite shaky. We got some new players in the Huskies there, so not everyone's played together. But the Slough outfit, they've been playing together from juniors for the last 2 or 3 years. and they've been training for the last 2 weeks, and they played a couple of games, so they got used to it. As for the Huskies, 2 weeks of training, quite intense, and then back out playing on the game. First period, as you all know, when you come back and playing hockey for a long time, you skate around unnecessarily, your brain's not functioning and everything. So it took a good period for them to get used to it. But then I hear in the second and third period, the game was even shots each side. So it'd be good to see that this is a continuation of yesterday's game, how this first period starts off.
Absolutely. It's going to make for a very interesting game this evening. We're all looking forward to it very much. It's good to see live back in the Alexandra Palace as well. After, obviously, with the lockdown, all hockey being stopped for so long. It's great to see all the boys back on the ice. And we're very much looking forward to this Mother's Day game. Probably inspiration for all the hockey moms as well.
And also, isn't it a year today since they won the league last year?
It is a year today that the Huskies actually became champions and moved up the league. So it's a special kind of day for them today.
Okay, so we've got a couple of players coming off. Obviously, with the game yesterday, they've still warmed up from yesterday. Back-to-back games are quite tough. So we've still got some players skating around, just warming up their limbs. A couple of players have come off, getting a nice stretch out back in the change room there. So how it's working today is that there's no one watching in the building. The players are coming for a separate entrance away from the rest of the palace there, a gated entrance. And generally what's happened is at training is that the players are asked to train back-to-back on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and they have a COVID test before that covers for 2 days. Obviously, when it comes to game day, they're playing against the same team on a Saturday and a Sunday. So if they're playing different teams, they need to be tested before the game and get their results. Otherwise, they can't play. Fortunate for the Huskies is that they can actually have one test because they're playing the same team in 2 days. As long as when they get back home, they're social distancing, they don't have to have a second test for today. It's all looking quite energetic on the ice. Slough is still remaining on the ice there. We've got another 2 minutes left to warm up, and we'll have an ice cut. everyone. So the players are now off the ice. So we're just going to have a 10-minute break. The guys are going to cut the ice and just doing so you can watch the thrills of the Zamboni machine going round and doing its laps. But we're just going to go on mute now and just get together. But guys, any questions you have, post it on the feed. And that's it. It doesn't have to be hockey. If you want to find out how to make Yorkshire puddings nice and crispy and fluffy, ask away. But mainly keep it to the hockey questions, please. So we're going to take a short break and we'll get back to you shortly. Hey everyone, and welcome back. So you can see the refs are now on the ice. The refs, we've got a three-man system this evening. We'll give you the details later. So we have a ref and two linesmen. So the guys are just waiting for the ice to dry a little bit more. It's just a bit of a wet flooding at the moment. Goals are set in place, so the players are due to be out on the ice very shortly. Yeah, the guys are now skating on the ice. The Sloughs now joined the ice. In a few moments, and be joined by the Huskies very shortly. And onto the ice, we have now the Haringey Huskies. So there's two feeds you can watch this game on. So you can watch it on both the Facebook live feed through the Huskies website, or there is a link to YouTube. I don't know if you can hear through my mic now, but just we have although there is no one watching the game, we do have a commentator from the box that's obviously reading out the scores and welcoming the players onto the ice. They're just lining up now and we're due to stop for the national anthem. So today's game doesn't change from a regular game if you guys come to watch. It's going to be the three ice cuts in between. We're not rushed. There's no public sessions to finish a long game of hockey here. So 3 periods, ice cuts in between, breaks in now. So as we said before, any questions, post away on the website. So you can actually post feeds on both the Facebook pages, as I said before, or on the YouTube pages. A couple of questions that come through already, and no Blair, I'm not going to be out there skating. I think those days have long been playing at this level, especially with contact. But any other, I can see some few players there that are watching. Robbie Veers, good to see you watching there. The next Huskies, but more of a racer player there. So those, spread the links around, get your friends to watch. The more the merrier. And please post those questions.
Excellent. One question that has actually come through is from Dan Howard 87 on the YouTube channel, asking, having won the last season, are the Huskies competing in NHL 1 for the upcoming season? There's no plans at the moment for the Huskies to move up to the NHL 1 level, even though they've got some solid sponsorship at the moment.
They've got a new sponsor that's coming in for 2 or 3 years, Eric, and I think maybe it's too soon to go ahead because they've got a good crowd. You always want to watch a winning team. I think they just need to get that depth of players to step up, and I think this is a good test to show how they'll compete in that league.
Absolutely. And then it'll be a good step up for the future.
So referees, we have Thrower, and they're supported by two linesmen, which is Wang and Saw, so a three-man system. And now it's going to go into the national anthem.
go. Let's get this game underway.
So I think we have a maximum number of players on each team, I think. The 20 squad of 20. 20 skaters and 2 goalies. I think both teams are maxed out for tonight's game. I think there was one person missing on the Slough team. I think there was a Adam Rosbottom. I think he got injured yesterday or something of a late hit. And I think he's up. What I hear, he's all fitting well, nothing broken. But I think he may be resting today. I haven't seen him out there. He's playing number 2. But I heard he may be just resting today and then obviously pick up for next week.
It was a very clean game yesterday as well, with a couple of minor penalties, I believe there were.
I think that's just due to maybe just lack of fitness and everything. Obviously, is it haven't been on the ice that long, you get tired and you do put the odd penalty or 2. It happens to everybody.
Our starting goalies today for Haringey, we have Adam Long starting in net tonight, and for Slough, we have Brett Shepherd starting as well.
Oh, so Shepherd starting today. He joined halfway through the game. I think there was sharing.
No, apologies. No, it is Smittle. It is Smittle
okay.
starting for us.
So I know yesterday they shared the pipes. I think it was a 50-50 share, so let's see if they do that this evening. So I see from the starting lineup to the Huskies, we have Tom Avery in centre. We have number 9, Brandon Webster. Let's make out on the window. And number 84, Leo de Souza Centella in defence. We have Griffith starting up. So as we know of any hockey game, the first 2 or 3 minutes goes very quick. First thing to do is just get control of the game. Throw a few hits out there, get your legs warmed up, and that's the first couple of shifts. And there's a hard hit on the boards there behind the net. Defense is recovered. Slough playing a very deep defensive game in the corner. 2-man cornered into system there. This was blown for freezer play and a change of lines.
Okay, how important would you say it is to get that first goal in quickly in a game like today?
It is important. It's not necessarily the game. It's just you want to control the game. So you want to get that first hit in. You want to get that first goal. You want to set precedents on, especially for Haringey, is that you're coming in our barn.
Yeah.
You know you're going to come out here playing a tough game. And that's what you do. You don't want to sit back. You don't want to send the pressure. You basically go for it. Now the 3-man breakout now from the Huskies there, intercepted. Now playing centre ice and now on a quick break. So there's a quick right line change by Slough there. Quick change up by Huskies. It's a very quick end-to-end game there, from the breakouts and the shots. I think in these 2 games over the weekend, you've got to at least play 3 lines or at least your 4th line every now and then, just to give everyone a rest. Otherwise, come that 3rd period, you will be exhausted. So another quick change there by Haringey as it goes down into the defensive zone, and will that be a trip in? No, the ref has not pulled that. The ref has not pulled that trip down. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just a jumps in the air. As you can see, as you can see, it's a very quick game, end to end.
It is very, very fast. When we were discussing that earlier on, that we were saying in terms of the breakouts, that both teams have to.
Oh, and that's now penalty. I think it was a hit, but I think as he went to hit the player, he slightly dropped down. So I think he's called in a boarding. He was close to the boards there.
Oh, it's an elbowing call.
So Brian Griffiths, I think, has been called. Is it a boarding?
Elbow, I think.
So now from yesterday's game is that there was quite a few power play goals I hear from yesterday's game. They've got a very good passing technique with their power play, so it's something you do need to watch out.
I'm looking for the friendly pass.
As a missed pass in the offensive zone there, so they're doing a quick change and the next 4 are going out.
Once again, a quick breakout by Slough there. Goal. Dealt with very nicely. Around the net.
He's got time on the puck there, so he can actually release it from the zone. There's actually a breakaway as well. Unlucky, that was bad as shot. So that's what happens sometimes when you're on the power play and you sit back, is you can have a man that spreads out. And especially on the power play, you're not expecting that. You're expecting him to sit back and soak up the pressure.
Absolutely, and that was a great opportunity there.
I think that was a glove. I think the ref's just blowing that down for a palm down. So almost 5 minutes to go, and there's still 46 seconds left on the penalty. Slough is still on the power play. I think that was a clear offside there. Okay, 25 seconds left of the power play. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 shots from that power play. They haven't really been able to settle down in the Huskies' end there. Huskies doing a good job in defending this power play. Now we have Haringey are now back to full strength. Quick change by the Haringey bench there, and also another change by Slough. Teams are now equal strength. It's interesting to see with Slough, the nice little short passes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even the young guys, it seems like they have confidence in these short passes to each other rather than having to skate end to end. And generally with that confidence, you have to have a team that play well together. And there's a one-on-one breakaway there with one shot deflected by the defenseman. A quick 2-on-2.
possession.
They're holding it well in the Harringay zone there, especially on a 5-on-5. Not so much on the power play, but on the 5-on-5s. They're keeping it. They defense it well. Defense when it's actually the boards are there, the first one to get the puck. They hold the puck well. So far, quite a lot of end-to-end hockey there. Not so much from the Hounds there when they get the breakaway. I think more from the Slough side. I think only what the Hounds need to do is when they get in that zone, calm it down. At the moment, they're just defending their zone there in that centre ice there. I think once they get in there, it's just calm it down. You don't necessarily have to rush the net and take the shot. Of course, on a breakaway, you would. Nice pass across the ice there, well defended. Good save by the goalie. That's good work. They got in the zone there, they controlled it well.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see we've got a number of Invicta Dynamo's players that are coming down there as well. So we've got Owendale, young, quick skater with Owendale there. I think he's working together with his line mate Tom Davis, also Invicta, and we've got Stuart who sits in the middle between the two. All three fast skaters, good grinders. And he's now called in a penalty. Did you see that was for? 2 minutes for holding. That's young Jamie Jenner there. He's got 2 minutes of holding in the corner. So once again, we've got now power play. The Huskies just cleared the zone. Slough and they're doing a slow but sure breakout. Wingers go fast up the boards. Good shot on that. This is where you need to pass it in your own zone on a power play. Is you want that box to stand still. You don't want to move in and just pass around. And what you do is you pass between. Then a player will just collapse in, and that's when you break out with those passes. So far, the Huskies are doing well in their own zone, that breakout. Good hit by Georgie. Good hit. He may be small, but he can hit hard. Good defending. So the power play, just over a minute into this power play.
Huskies are doing a great job cleaning off the penalty. Yep. Clearing the puck quickly, playing hard defensively.
And we're halfway through the first period. Completely different than yesterday's game. And again, a nice hit.
Great positioning there of the goalie, really taking his time, really staying focused and square to the puck there.
Have a quick line change for the next set of 4. 15 seconds left of this power play.
No one-on-one forming there. And 5 seconds left in the power play.
Again, not a goal scored. Good defensive work by Harringay. So how do you think the goalies are faring up? Some good saves by Long in our net, but we've seen, I don't think Smittle has had that many shots though.
Yeah, Shepard's seen the puck once or twice, made a great glove save earlier on. But definitely Long, the busier goalie of the two.
Most definitely. Harringay now in the offensive zone. Nice turnover move by the Huskies.
And yes, another great glove save there.
Good work by the Huskies there. They're finally getting into that Slough zone and feeling comfortable with the puck. And the score is still 0-0 for those that maybe are just joining us. And we're in the middle of the first period. We've just passed the 12-minute mark there. So one thing we need to apologise for is the camera, because of the netting, cannot get up to that scoreboard. So Eric and I will do our best to make sure we keep you the right score. Nice strong hit by Huskies. Puck's now left the zone. Good defensive play. Obviously, one point to note is you had a year off hockey, is that your body's not conditioned anymore for these hits on the boards.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's been a while since these guys have been nailed on the boards there and just get that edge just caught on them. And the puck just back in the corner there, back to the point.
Nice tip in there almost.
Nice save there. Just Yuri dragged me there, holding the ball in the corner there. Two guys on him. Still manages to hold the puck. It's a tough player to get past. Just a long pass there, and they've thrown the delayed ice in there with the player in front of there, so there's no icing on that call. Nicely benefit under there, nice play.
Kept in by Slough there. Great cross-ice pass.
Nice.
Wonderful setup. First goal there for Slough.
That's what happens with a turnover. Yeah, you don't clear that turnover.
No, absolutely.
Three-man pass, tic-tac-toe.
At the blue line, that's where it kind of started going wrong. When they had their timing, they set it up really nicely.
Goalie couldn't do anything.
Backdoor goalie, yeah. Nothing goalie could have done on that one.
Just a lesson we know there against the defenses there is that when you're clearing the zone, you've got to make sure you clear that zone.
Yes.
You can't relax until that puck's out that zone. So the score at the moment is 1-0. 1-0 for Slough Jets and 0 for the Harringay Huskies. So we have 6 minutes left in the first period, and the scoreline is currently 1-0, 1-0 to Slough Jets. Nice save there. Nice save by Long on the high point. Another time, another with space in front of the net. You can see from face-off. I think looking at the face-offs is that Slough winning the majority of the face-offs. And it's a very pass back to the defence, 2 quick passes and then a shot. And you can see the Slough players are rushing into the net. Huskies now in position in the Slough end. Gaining control of the puck. And keeping hold of that possession.
Slough just quickly regrouping behind the net when there's
quick change on both benches we got, yeah.
Ready for that breakout.
Still yet to clear the zone. Now they're ready, they cleared the zone. So now just pulling it back into their own zone for a regroup. Okay, no possession in the Slough end. Pick that puck out well. Nice interception there by the Huskies. Webster with a deflection on the shot there. This with a shot from the point. Now it's now breaking out. 2-on-2. See the game settling down now. They're not. Slough are not skating around the defence. They're having to take long pot shots.
We've got a 3-on-1 developing here.
I think that was the Huskies logo that made that pop-up. They touched a lot from the Huskies there, made that puck bubble on that 3-on-1.
Going into the final 3 minutes of the first period now. Score still 1-0 to the Jets.
Be interesting to see the shots on goal. So those shots are being made by Slough.
We have a breakaway here.
And the shots aren't hitting the net on shower shooting, so it's not considered to be a shot on goal. It has to be in between the pipes there. So although they're shooting, they're not connecting on that target.
Yep.
Nice play there offensively. And the Huskies just need to make sure they clear that zone. Good work by Fury there on clearing that zone. So one we need to do is get it into that centre ice. So we're now in the last 2 minutes of the game. Game, period. That was a very unlucky there. It was caught behind the net.
It just seemed to bounce out from the side, didn't it?
Yeah. Now it looks like the Slough defending well. They get position of the puck, but it's having to go through 3 or 4 players.
Slough on the move again. Nicely dealt with there.
Now with a minute left of the period, the last thing you want to do with either team is to let in a goal. Now we have 1 minute remaining in this period. Now we've got clear on 1-on-1. Again, Slough is swarming around players. Harringay still with possession in the Slough end. Whistle blows with 33 seconds left of the period. Face off now inside Slough zone. No, it's a penalty. Did you see the penalty? This time's for Slough, so they've got a power play with 33 seconds to go.
Penalty on the Slough Jets, number 8, Tommy Stone. 2 minutes to recovery. Time 19 minutes and 27 seconds.
So we have Ollie Stone in the box. 2 minutes of penalties, and we have 19 seconds left of that penalty on the remaining clock. At the end of the period blows. So yeah, this is where Harringay just needs to get possession. With 2 seconds to go, the buzz is in the go. The end of the first period. Current scoreline is Slough 1, Huskies 0. So what are the interesting things you saw from that period there, Eric?
It's pretty interesting things. I think, like we were discussing earlier on as well, in terms of the breakaways, the breakouts that Slough are able to.
They're much quicker, yeah.
They're much quicker on those breakouts. It's the passing, the short passes that they manage to get together, the speed that they move into the Husky zone again. On the flip side of that, I'm not saying that the Huskies have been playing very well defensively as well, especially during those penalty kills. They were able to clear those pucks very quickly out of the zone to avoid any disasters or so.
And that's the difference in the leagues there. So when you've got NHL 1 is that the breakouts are a second, 2 seconds faster than those in the leagues below. And it's just when everyone plays that speed is that even though the Huskies have got some players at level, everyone needs to be at that level for it to work. And if you see from Slough, from the juniors, they train together, they've been together for 2 or 3 years, their breakouts are just tic-tac-toe. Okay, so I think we're going to go into a nice cut now. Eric and I are going to go into a short break, and we'll get back to you shortly. Everyone, and welcome back to Game 4 of the Spring Cup. And we're just joining in the second period now. For those that have just joined us, I'm Gary Dodds.
I'm Eric Van Mullen, and welcome back to what has been a very interesting game so far.
Interesting first period. Quick hockey. I mean, they're breaking out very quick, more so on the Slough side, on just those quick breakouts. Haringey have defended very well compared to yesterday's game. If we look at yesterday's game in comparison to this in the first period, 5-0 down, I think it was into the first period there yesterday. So they got rid of their bus leg, so to speak, even though it's really just across town. But yeah, much better period there by the Huskies.
Absolutely. Slough at the moment up by 1 goal, scored by Sam Talbot earlier on in the first period. Now, when they go back on the ice, the Huskies will actually still be on a power play. They've got 1:28 left of the power play, so let's see if we can make something happen very early on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what they can do with the power play. I mean, if you just saw 20 seconds of it from the end of the first period there, so it'll be interesting to see how they can pick that up. So looking at the Slough players there, I hear there's a slight interest from a couple of players there from a couple of elite league
Yes,
teams.
that's right. There are a couple of there's some elite league teams at the moment that are looking around. Yes, it does go to show that even the streaming in the English hockey is up to the elite level. There's a definite interest there. So let's watch how that unfolds, and hopefully we can keep you posted on that as well.
So guys, keep all the comments coming through. So great people, a lot of people watching here. So we're hearing is that we've got over 500 devices that are connected to this game. So that's just not speaking people, that's speaking devices. So the two of you huddle around your TV, watching YouTube on the TV, to a tablet, to your phone. There is they've got great amount of support that's coming, even from a couple of ex-players. Well,
yeah, absolutely. We've got Matt Brown, Old Biscuit. He's having a look. Ben Osborne now is joining into the live stream as well. So it's great to see all you guys.
And I think there's Robbie Beard as well, I see, that's joining the feed there. So keep watching and pass it around and just try and get some more people watching these feeds here. So this is game 1 for the Huskies. There's 4 games altogether. This is game 4 of the whole series. So fortunate for Huskies, the way they're doing it is it's a back-to-back, a home and away against each team. So next weekend and upcoming games. So next weekend we have on a Saturday and Sunday. The home game will be on a Sunday, similar today. And on Saturday they'll be playing against the Solent Devils, and then home of the Solent Devils the following Sunday. And then there's a week break, and then over that Easter weekend, we have the Huskies at home on the Saturday this time, and they'll be away to Milton Keynes Thunder on the Sunday. So keep looking at the Facebook pages there and details, and join us for free. The guys are skating around. It looks quite flooded, the ice, quite shiny there. So I think here the rink's been open, but I believe the rink's been open just for the Dancing on Ice stars to practice in, so it's not open to the public. But you've got the Sunday night TV, the Dancing on Ice. They've been using this rink as a training ground as well. Yeah. I think it's been only open for those guys. You can see the little training that you do on the Dancing on Ice. You always see the brickwork. As soon as you see that brickwork and you see the netting, that's it. That's Ali Pally. Although, guys, you may have seen on some feeds here at Ali Pally, we're looking to get plexiglass in the building. I think we're one of the only rinks left in the country that have got netting still. Those that remember way back that have played the different rinks, there was the Romford with the netting and the old ice rink there. That's now removed. Even the Sobel Centre is just down the road, which is not even a width of this ice. It's got plexiglass. So there is a Facebook contribution page there. All the local teams, the Yetis, the rec teams, they're all dipping in their pockets, all putting in money into the plexiglass there, so hopefully we can reach that target. But those that come and watch the games, those that come to watch the games as well, when you come here now, when it's lifted, get rid of that ghastly net. So those that are watching, go to the Facebook page in there should be a contribution link there ready for you. Let's try and get some plexiglass here at Ali Pally.
The Huskies with the face-off win there.
Remember, they're on the power play, so just Slough just releasing the puck down the other end. They don't want the puck in their own zone, so they're just icing the puck. But won't be classed as icing, remember, because they're short-handed. Nice long pass there from Georgie. The idea is to settle down. It's to settle down. It's to pass that puck around and make sure you get that shot on target. So just under a minute left of the power play. Now the teams are going for a quick change and a quick end-to-end breakout pass. Good defending by Slough there to get the puck out the zone. Now Haringey getting for the regroup for the power play. Slough intercepted the pass there, and what they'll do, they'll just get possession and they'll just waste down the clock. They want to waste down that power play. Now the Slough Jets are back to full strength, so we're back on the 5-on-5.
Shots on goal for the goalies in the first period. We had 11 shots on the Haringey goalie, and we had 6 shots.
So 11 shots. It is noticeable though is that they're not shots in front of the net. You see it as a Slough is that they know they haven't got a shot or a play, is they're releasing it on the net line.
Yeah,
just hoping for that rebound. You never know, with some luck of the bounce of the eye, sometimes those shots do go in.
Absolutely.
Oh, and just sort of a pass out from the corner there, exactly. Player in front of the crease, puts his stick there. Slough leading now 2-0. I think it was number 32 that put that away there, young Luke Smittle. Let's just check what the refs called on that.
So goal for the Slough Jets, scored by number 23, Connor Redmond.
Apologies, it wasn't 32, it was number 23 by Connor Redmond. Now, Connor Redmond is one of the players that have been brought in. He's played at Slough before. He's generated from the Swindon junior team. He's a good player. He plays for the national team as well. He's Irish, so he plays for the GB under-18s and the Ireland national team at the same time. And he's the son of Kenny Redmond. And Kenny Redmond been from Medway Bears. I've known him a while ago. He's done a fair amount of coach, and I think he was coach as well for the Ireland team as well. So his son has brought through the teams, and I think last year he played with the Dynamo. So it's interesting to see he's playing against fellow players now with Harrison Lillis and Owen Dale and such. So we're 2-0 down. And 3 minutes into the second period there. Now the Huskies now on a 2-on-2 breakout.
Nicely kept in there as well.
Nicely kept in. Way to intercept that pass out to the zone. They're doing nice there. And you can see the way that Slough work is that they're not necessarily passing it to each other, they're just passing it into space. And the players are skating into that space.
Yeah. Just offside call there.
That was a very close offside. I'm sitting here and I'm on that blue line. And if you're a good linesman and you want to get a game going, you call it. I mean, it's not NHL. You're not going to exactly go to VAR with that, are you? So. Now it's out of possession. The puck was deep behind the net on the quick breakout. Quickly intercepted by Haringey. Nice bring to the zone now. Back into Slough. So literally within 4 or 5 seconds, the puck has gone into 3 different zones.
Absolutely.
From Haringey to intercept. Very, very quick hockey. And for the Huskies, they can only just learn to it. That was a nice wraparound goal from behind the net. That's what happens. You've got to make sure you've got that high slot covered. You can't expect the goalie to save everything there. So that was a nice goal. I think that was by English. We just checked to make sure the refs are there.
Goal for the Slough Jets, scored by number 19, Mr. English. Assistant.
Yeah, that was absolutely right. It was by number 19. It was English.
Another young kid as well that's played for the GB under 18s team and has grown and like played his junior through Slough and kept with the Slough there. And when you look at the team here with the Slough Jets, is that you're looking at 80% of the team played either through the junior system at Bracknell together and moved to Slough, obviously because you had Smitty, the coach, was from Bracknell. He's come to Slough and he's sort of good core development that's come through there. The majority are played for Slough for someone or gone to play for another club, but obviously come back. So with the scoreline 3-0 in the second period and with 15 minutes left remaining of the second period. I think from watching from just the last two goals there does seem to be a player in the higher slot there that either the D-man or the segment isn't picking up there in front of that. I mean, as a goalie, because you're a goalie yourself, is that when you see the pucks in the corner and you look forward and you see a player there all on his own, for a goalie, it must be terrifying.
It is absolutely
terrifying. It's me and you.
Especially at this speed, and the puck makes its way across the ice so fast. And by the time you blink your eyes, it's already in the back of the net. So it's like you say, covering that high slot, covering those crucial positions is.
When all you can do as a goalie is when it happens, you just skate out your crease and just to cut down that angle.
Again, that's a great play there.
Save by Lomdale. Oh, and a rebound from the corner. So the first shot was taken. Nice save by the goalie, but a rebound and straight from the corner out again in front of the net. Not covered. Looking at it, it's been 3 goals in the last 4 minutes there, and they're quite similar goals as well in front of that net there.
So you're absolutely right. I think looking at protecting that front of the net, that slot position is becoming quite
3 goals from that same spot, just in front of that net. I mean, we don't have the modern technology they do in NHL games.
No, we don't, unfortunately.
There'll be the 3 dots there in front of the puck.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to offer that replay. But we believe there was Sam Talbot again that scored this goal here.
The second goal for him. I think it's now looking from what the Huskies need to do is just to calm down, compose yourself, and just more about position. Making sure you're in that right position and just getting that confidence back.
We could get in that high slot. 3-on-2 here.
Off the back netting. For a moment, that looked from here as if it was in the net. So Haringey clearing the zone. Nice hit now. Haringey now starting to clear that zone. Owning that puck. Now the refs just blew the whistle there, and the puck, if it clears that blue zone in front of the net, that can't be icing. It goes through the player's crease.
Absolutely. Had the goalie not touched it, it may have actually gone in.
It would have gone in. I think it would have gone in. Close to.
That should not have been called for an icing.
So the puck now, we're doing a face-off at the centre of the ice. Generally this happens when the linesman makes a mistake there, so and make sure it's not in either one's favour. Face-off is done at centre ice. It's from that corner. If you look there, they've got 2 players just the far side of the post there, again unmarked. A nice breakout.
Those are the danger zones for the goalies as well. Don't throw those backdoor passes that if there's no cover, no defensive cover there, to make it extremely difficult for them.
So now we have an icing call. So the puck will be taken back now into the Husky zone. Nice defensive work there by Huskies in their zone. The other thing is to stop the Slough team from just owning that puck. think they're skating around a bit too comfortably at the moment. Just Huskies just get their confidence back. So the score now 4-0 with 3 goals scored in the initial 5 minutes. I think Haringey now have gotten out of that bad spell. Just those letting in those 3 goals. They're starting to get their confidence back. More possession on the puck. Oh, the nice pass by the captaincy Woodward there and across the net. Just needs to tap in the puck there.
Goalie, good. Long came out dangerously far from his net. I managed to recover from that.
That's it, protect your goalie. So some nice work on that line there. We had Steve Whittle going down boards into the corner, pass it out in front of the net. There was a player there, just needs to bury that. So you can just see now is the Huskies, they're just getting their strength back. So Puffy's just cleared the zone. Fresh new puck. And face off inside the zone now.
Once again, thank you to everyone who's watching on the live stream on both our YouTube channel and on Facebook. You can see also I want to give a quick shout out to Carl Bradburn, who played with the Jets for 11 years and still counting. That's the spirit. Now, in terms of junior hockey, Alexandra Palace hosts the Haringey Hounds as well, which is a junior hockey program that they offer. So if anybody wants to get into ice hockey, there's a great junior program that is offered here as well.
And the junior program is run by George's dad too.
Absolutely right. The head coach for the junior program is George Dragomir, and his son Yuri plays for the Huskies here. And so if George is watching, quick shout out to George as well.
So guys, we said keep those posts coming in. Any questions about the hockey, the teams are playing against, or the cup itself? And another goal. Again, this is the triangle in front of the net, the tic-tac-toe.
It's that danger zone, isn't it?
It was a nice goal. It was up in the top right-hand corner there. Goalie's already committed to the initial passer. Now that's leading on 5-0. So that's the 5th goal for the Slough Jets. And the Huskies on 0.
Goal for the Slough Jets, scored by number 23, Connor Redmond.
And again, Connor Redmond's for his brace there, for his 2nd goal.
That's right. So both Connor and Sam both have 2 goals each now in this game already.
And that was a nice goal there by Slough. The player was skating down the wing, popped it out to centre ice. Again, didn't necessarily pass to his stick, just pass into empty space.
Pass it there.
Slough got the speed. They can pick up their young kids. And just looking at the average age of this team, it's 26 on average age of this team. It's quite good for a senior team there compared to was it 20?
It's 22. The average age for
22.
the Slough Jets is 22. So they've got a couple of years on them.
And I think just looking at the weight as well, we've got some young, fast kids that are very, very quick. Absolutely. So looking at the Huskies side, is that their average age, they've got some new players, got some young development, but their average age is 26. And now we're going into a timeout called by the Haringey bench. Obviously, just slightly concerned with the last 4 goals there.
Just time for a quick regroup. I believe that was Sam Talbot's hat trick there, his 3rd goal of the game.
He's got his trick. I think it was Sam, wasn't it, that's got that interest from the Elite Leagues actually looking out for him. I think it was him and Norris. Both good quality players. Both come from the Bracknell and the Slough development. But I think Sam Talbot, he was on a 2-way. So I think he's come from the he's come from the Swindon junior development. And I believe he's on a 2-way with Basingstoke from his last season that he played. And at a young age of 19 too. Wow. So now timeout is over. Coach has read some stern words to the players there. The scoreline being 6-0. And we're just coming up to the halfway period. So we're coming up to the 10-minute mark. We're halfway through the second period and halfway through the game.
So in this period, I don't think we've had any penalties yet. It's been a very clean period so far.
It's been quite clean.
Fast moving.
I think from you learn from this hockey is that they've got a coach, a Czech coach. And as you know, the Czech coach it's a physical game, but not a dirty game. It's not all about the hitting and the strength, but a lot of passing. I think that's what you can see out there.
Quick short passes, breakouts, organize your breakouts. And like you said as well, they're passing it. It almost seems like they're passing it into thin air, but miraculously, somebody seems to be at the right place.
So I think there was a player down by the boards there. Can't see it as this side of the boards and calling for an offside. Interested to see if they, with a scoreline being 6-0, whether they'll change the goalkeeper. What do you think? Because he's got the big SO that they'll wait until a goal is scored before they change.
Perhaps. I
mean, it must be frustrating as a goalkeeper. You're online for a shutout.
Oh, absolutely.
And you get switched out.
There's a great stop there by Long. Excellent, great positioning there. Kept his eyes on the puck.
So Adam Long's getting, in this period, I think the shots have been, it was 11-6 in the last period. He's faced 11 shots, but I think he's faced more than 11 shots in this period as well.
I would think so, yeah. Oh, that was a shot.
Nice breakaway, so it's a 2-on-2 breakaway.
Once again, picked up early out of the zone by the Slough Jets. Moved across the ice very quickly to break out again.
They played down those passes. You can see there that Stuart Appleby was gunning into the net, but what the players do on their side is the Slough Jets defender just in between the players there, so they can't make that pass, and an easy interception.
It was a wonderful save. Lateral movement there by Long. Kept his eye on the puck, looked across that golden area, the golden line where the danger came from. The shot came from the corner. Managed to move across quickly to make that essential stop there.
So looking on the ice now, look like we seem to have we've got power line on the ice there from the Haringey. I think they may switch a few players around because it looks like we've got the NHL 1 players out there by the looks of things. We've got a couple from the Invicta Dynamos, we've got the Peterborough guys out there. So I think what my coach has done there is just during that timeout is just switch a few little players around. Obviously with this team being, there's only about 6 or 7 players that have played together with the Huskies. The rest are generally all guests that have come through, and they've only had a week to play together and just to see what everyone is, and each team has their own systems.
Absolutely, and it takes some time to gel and to settle into the game together, and to find that connection with each other. But like you said, it's early days. They've only been on the ice since last week,
think,
Their
it's
first training was back.
2 weeks training. I think they had about 4 or 5 training sessions. They're still quite soon to gel as a team.
Absolutely.
So I think from this they'll learn. At the moment it's their second game. They'll have a week of training, pick up from what happened on the previous weekend, move that into next weekend. They'll definitely improve here, but they are doing a solid performance. They just had that 5 minutes of just their heads going. The coach has now spoken to them, explained to them what he wants from them.
Number 87, Yuri Dragomir, 2+10 for Broadway.
I don't think that was a 2+10. So what's happened is that we've got Georgie's got a 2+10 for boarding. And the way they've done this is that when you have a 2+10 for boarding is that you sit the 10 and you have another player that sits the 2. But because the box, you can see the box only can fit one person in. With COVID restrictions, we've got Georgie just sitting in front of us. It's just outside the box there, so they're not in proximity. So now we've got the Slough on a power play. They move it around. They get possession. You can see they're setting up in their stations. You can see from the power play, they've had 2 shots. They've had 3 or 4 passes between each other.
Absolutely. If Haringey can replicate what they did in the penalty kill in the first period, where they kept it tight around the goalie, let them pass around you, but make sure you block those shots and then clear the zone as soon as you get that possession back.
Nice little pass there from the zone there, but unfortunately just caught that gap in between the netting and the boards there. So puck's out of play. Face off in the Huskies defensive zone. So just going through a line change now. So with 46 seconds remaining of the power play, Slough are breaking out their zone shortly. What they're aiming to do is just to set up in that attacking zone. Just unfortunately there with a bit of mush on the ice there. Player skated himself offside. So again, Huskies are passing it deep into the Slough zone for another breakout. With only 26 seconds remaining, they're doing another good job on their short-hander. Nice play there. Getting rid of the puck again, defensive zone. The Slough Jets with a slow breakout. Good work by Steve Woodford there in that possession, wasting down that clock. And now with the penalty ended, back on 5-on-5.
Back on 5-on-5, and as the penalty expires, you can see once again the defensive play from the Huskies paid off once again, as they haven't given up a goal in the power play.
Nice play there from Murray. I've just noticed is he's quite a strong skater. He's been having quite a few shots tonight. Look, young Christian Muir, number 54. Quite young. He's got a strong shot, skating fast. He's come from the Slough junior development there, so he's taught well by the coach, and they're all playing to the same system.
Yep.
And the same for the Peterborough guys that are coming out with it tonight playing for them. They have a very strong junior development. They play the same systems throughout the different tiers in the junior development, the under 18s, the seniors.
Great move from Shepard to stay on his feet there with that shot bobbling up and down. Had he gone down, it may have even gone over his shoulders. So he did well to stay on his feet there.
nice possession by Haringey once again. When they get in their zone now, they're keeping hold of it. I think they're starting to get their confidence when they're going into the Slough zone. Is not to panic. Is not to just shoot at the goal. It's get that possession.
Keep that possession. Pass the puck round. Look for those opportunities. Skate open.
Skate into space. For those that are just joined us,
6-0. So
6-0.
with 4.5 minutes to play in the second period, score still 6-0 for the Jets.
So that's 5 goals scored in the second period. It was just the 1 goal scored in the first period. But the second period, I would say that Slough stepped up rather than Huskies not playing as well, and obviously they've got the 5 goals.
Absolutely.
Now Slough setting up. They're very good at setting up the goals. The last 5 goals that we've seen have all been from not lone efforts, from 1 pass or from 2 passes from around the back of the net from the corner.
Absolutely, and getting it, like we were saying, getting it into that slot where there's no defensive coverage, and then putting it into the back of the net.
Again, Slough possession with the puck, 3 or 4 passes, still making passes. The Huskies now clearing the zone. Good work by C. Woodford. And a shot. Nice save.
Wonderful save.
Get a nice breakout end to end from the D-man. Is the ref going to call that? He got caught in his skate. And
there's a delay penalty coming up. Extra player on. Huskies goalie has left the goal for an extra player to be on, but unfortunately that's been whistled down.
It's a nice work by Nathan Long there.
On the power play.
It is, and it was nice work by Nathan Long there from behind his own end, skated all the way down. 2 players jumped on him, had to pull him down, and so hence the penalty.
Yeah.
So for the face-off zone now in the Slough end, 5-on-4 opportunity. With 2 minutes 38 left of this period, and a 2-minute penalty.
2 minutes at 37 minutes, 22 seconds.
Slough clearing the zone. Cleared the zone well there with their short-handed. With the Huskies now breaking out.
Right, so just to recap, it's Aidan Doughty in the box for the Jets for the next minute and a half. Huskies regrouping behind the net.
Nathan Long again with some nice passes now. Again, it's about possession. They're keeping well on this side, on this power play. Unlucky there with a nice shot. Great shot by Webster there, number 9. Unfortunately, just hit the pipes. Some nice work
Good
by
effort there on
Haringey.
keeping that in. Absolutely.
So with 52 seconds left on that power play, and 1:24 left of the period.
Once again, as you can see, there's no panic from the Slough side. When they do get that possession, they still take their time, even though they're on the penalty kill, and clear the puck very calmly out of the zone to back to the Haringey end.
We're in the last minute of that second period. And we've got 9 seconds left of the hour play, so they're just on a breakout now. Right, nice and defensive.
Slough Jets return to full strength.
Now for the last 30 seconds this period, we now have the Slough Jets back on the ice, and it's 5-on-5.
Absolutely, and started well to kill off that penalty.
Yeah, I mean, the last 8 minutes have been completely different from that first 8 minutes.
Absolutely.
It does seem to be. There's had a few little change around the lines and a few players there, so maybe that's what's needed in this. Good work by Slough there then. Julius scoring offside, I think the trailing foot, although now I think Hi hockey fans, and welcome back to Game 4 of the Spring Cup, and we're just getting into the last period of the game, period 3. So guys, we have Slough Jets that are on the ice and just doing their little warm-up. We've yet to see the Huskies return to the ice. I guess their coach is having some, quite strong words with them with that 8 minutes of hell, you can almost call it. But in the last period, they did pick it up, and it was... and there was some good hockey there. It was that end-to-end hockey, but I think it's just that 8 minutes of that lull they had with just players in front of the net. I think there was 3 or 4 goals from passes in the corner or behind the net to that player in the high slot, and they've got to take that man down. They've got to be interfering with that man so he doesn't score.
Absolutely, I'm sure it's been adjusted in the locker room now as well, where those areas where they need that extra defending to take place, and that is in that slot, and in that high slot where. And of course, also when we look at the back door, looking at the goalies, where the play can develop, and because they're passing so quickly, those are the areas that they really need to look out for during this final period. 6-0 down at the moment. Just to recap the goal scorers, we have Sam Talbot scoring 3 goals for Slough. We have Connor Redmond with 2 and Lewis English with 1 to top that off. Shots on goal in the last period was another 14 for the Jets on Haringey, and 6 for Haringey on Slough.
So that was 11 shots in the first period and 14 in the second.
Absolutely. So Adam Long has faced 25 shots already so far.
That's an average shots on game, I would say.
Well,
you don't want to get above the 40s.
You don't want to get above the 40s. No, he doesn't want too many more. If there's a repeat of the first and second period now, if he faces another 11, 12 shots, then it will have been a busy day at the office for him.
I mean, speaking of shots on goalie, I've got I think a good friend of mine, James Grimley, watching this game, where he used to play for Lee Valley Lions, and he would face anything from 60 to 100 shots a game, and it was double headers.
Wow.
So literally, imagine a weekend almost up to 200 shots a game. And he moved on to Chelmsford, played for Chelmsford there, but while it was Lee Valley, and it was in the old British Division 1,
yes,
where you had some quality imports that came over with just rifle shots, and there'll be shots that he wasn't even ready for.
No.
And so if you have a chat with him, he'll tell you about anything more than 40. Yeah, you don't want.
All right, so both teams regrouping now back on the ice. Everybody settling in for what will be the final period.
So the question is, during that timeout, did he check the coach change some lines around, because it was complete changeover then from the style of hockey they're playing. I think maybe putting the Invicta guys together that play well, the Peterborough guys that play well. Hope for this third and final period is that the Huskies get some goals that they actually deserve in this game. It doesn't feel like a 6-0 game.
No, absolutely not. The energy, I don't know how well it translates for the viewers at home, but watching it from here, from the sideline, it's been constant pace there. There has been no let-up from either side. And I must say as well, again, not putting any excuses towards Haringey's way in terms of only being on the ice for just over 2 weeks. You can really see that the power is there, and the desire to skate hard is definitely up there.
Yes, I think physically, they're fit enough. But again, obviously, paying not for a year, it's the mental side of it. Is it just that reaction of what to do when you get the puck? I mean,
absolutely.
Midway through the season, you gain possession of the puck and you're quick. You have a second to make that decision, and you're used to that. But obviously, being away from hockey for over a year now, is that you just want that little bit longer. So with the last period and 18 minutes ago, it's now 6-0. Let's just hope that the Huskies can continue to what they're doing in the second period there and get themselves a well-deserved goal. So for those that are watching through, we still have a Facebook stream and also a YouTube stream. So guys, are you on that? Post any question you want about this game or any future games. And wow, that just hit the crossbar.
That just hit the crossbar. Long made the save there and bounced off his blocker onto the crossbar and out of harm's way, luckily. Building up the pressure now in front of the net once again. doing well to keep the puck in the zone.
Slough are keeping it well. You see, they get the puck and they make a pass within a second. They're not hanging on to it. They're not, they're not wasting time. Pass to pass. And again, a shot and gain possession. They're a well-structured team. They're young kids, but they're taught well.
Absolutely.
A 3-on-1 break there by the Huskies.
Good attempt. The puck was bobbling on that shot.
It was.
It was a little bit difficult.
Just popped up as he took that shot.
Absolutely.
I mean, in that situation, do you take the shot, or you at least try and make a fake shot on the pass? I think we
Just
have
a little bit in the way there.
It is there, and I think that's Yoji. He's back on the ice after his 10-minute sit that he had. It'd be good to get him back on the team because as a defender, he can make that quick, long pass there.
Yeah.
And he has an eye for that. Has he called too many men? There was a change going on at the time.
There was a change going on.
He's called an elbow on the Slough team. Who's he called that penalty on?
Interference call.
Penalty to Slough Jets, number 67.
Number 67, that's Gavin Black, a D-man. And he's a young lad on the team, so I guess he might have been sitting on the bench there and had to the coach has given all these players some ice time now. But then it's puts a Haringey a bonus there. He's on the power play.
That's right. Once again, Gavin Black just having to sit this one out for a couple of minutes.
Nice poach check in there by young Brett Shepherd there in front of the net.
So one-on-one there. Beautiful move and great execution there.
That was an end-to-end goal. And
that was scored by number 10 there. Just Timo Lindgren.
Yep, I remember playing against when I played against Timo. He was a young lad then, quite chirpy.
Right.
He was quite chirpy, but he's a good solid D-man, and he's been in Slough, I think, for almost eternity now. A good player, and it was a nice goal then. There was nothing really in position-wise. The worst goal you can get is a short-handed goal against you, because all your players are attacking, ready for that power play goal, and all it takes is one moment, and the player can skate end-to-end back. So now the score is 7-0. That's 7-0 to Slough and 0 for the Huskies. We have 16 minutes left of the period and the final period of the game. And we're just closing into the last minute of the power play. An unfortunate back pass there to the point, but the defense couldn't hold it in place. And the goalie passed it out to play there, but just unfortunately didn't reach his stick, so the ref has called an icing. And I think we've just got, I just seen we've got another ex-Haringey player, Stuart Spencer. Welcome, watching the game. He's an old racers player that is also Slough as well. He had a little spot at Slough, I believe. He's just joined the feed there, so welcome, Stu.
Pass on the breakout just slightly too long there.
And there was a player change by the bench there. I think the player wasn't ready getting on the ice. Now equal strength, 5-on-5. Good strong work there by the Huskies there, keeping that puck in the corner, passing out in front of the net. It's good to see Ryan playing out there. He's been tempting to play as a forward, but I think they're playing him back on D now to bring that strength. But we know that Ryan's he's always been a D man, but he's shown interest in being a forward as well. So he's initially down on the paperwork there. He's been a forward today's game, but I think with the scoreline being it is a good solid defenseman.
Absolutely, I agree with you. They need that veteran kind of blood back in.
They need that calmness.
They need that calmness back there. So it's good to see him on the ice.
So penalty has just been called on Haringey. So Slough Jets are now on a power play with 4 men on the ice for the Huskies. And the penalty went to Griffiths.
Yes, it did. It went to Bryn Griffiths.
Did you see what it was for? I missed. We'll just say it's wicked. Nice work there by Slough. As we see, they're not desperately taking that shot for the sake of taking the shot. There's opportunities, and they're taking opportunities and passing the puck around. So shift change taking place on both sides. Now 13 minutes of the period left. Game 4 of the Spring Cup. You can see there with the power play, you've got the Haringey team. They form a box, and what the idea is with that is that it's a form of small box, so the players won't shoot through the box, and it just forces the players, like the Slough players, to play around the box there. And the idea is to keep that box. Try not to be too aggressive, and you just want the clock to go down when you're defending a shorthander in that way. So let them pass.
Absolutely, let them pass around all day long. But like you say, keep that box tight around the goalie. Protect your goalie. Protect that.
So if there is a shot, you've got 1 or 4 players that can go in and cover that puck. Now, one thing they need to is on a power play is that you have a formation, which is more the diamond.
Yeah.
That box needs to also turn around to play that diamond. Otherwise, what happens is a box won't get a play against that. They can easily shoot through. You've got players by the post there. So obviously, it's just I don't think they're playing a diamond in their power play style there. If they do, then that Huskies team need to watch that.
Yes, as both teams complete now again. Huskies managed to see off that power play from Slough yet again. So once again, defensively, they're doing very, very well on pulling those penalties off.
So I'm not quite sure who was calling there. Was that an icing? It's going down the other end of the ice. It's not a penalty. Face off in the Huskies defensive zone. Slough keeping it in. Now we have a 2-on-1 break. Shot just goes wide of the net. See how they're using the boards? 3 quick passes off the boards. Oh, that was close there.
That was very close. Adam Long did well to
One
keep
little
that.
chip up, and yeah, it can send the goalie the wrong way.
You read that well. There was a directional change, as you can see, as the player was starting to come in. The goalie started moving already, but still managed to get a pad on that.
And the ref has called a hook in there. I think that was Harrison Ellis there. It was just holding up the guy and just moved his stick, but it looks like the guy went down, and now he's calling from a hooking penalty there. Beg your pardon, that's 94.
I think that's Tom Davis.
Number 94, Tom Davis.
Tom
Davis.
taking the penalty there, yeah.
Time 49 minutes, 37 seconds.
So with 10 minutes now remaining, we've got 10 minutes now remaining of the third and final period of game 4 of the spring break. It's the second game for the Huskies. I think it's the third or maybe fourth game for Slough.
Yes, that's right. It's a second game for the Huskies. Slough did play.
They may have played 3. You have to see what they've played. This is their third game. They played Solent last week, and it was a goalless for the Slough Jacks. It was a 2-0 win for the Solent Devils there.
Now Haringey find themselves again facing a penalty kill from a very organized Slough side. They've got another 30 seconds left to endure.
And doing well.
Great stop made there by Adam Long once again.
It seems to be is that their short-handers better than domestic 5 out there. It's just keeping the 4 players
Absolutely.
out there.
It seems that way.
They're doing a very good job.
Very good job.
So we've got the 30 seconds left of that period. Sorry, penalty. And we're in the 9 minutes remaining of the game. So the next task is for the Huskies is to get a goal. And, let's concentrate on getting on that goal. Obviously, that's not making sure they don't let any more goals in, but I'm pretty sure that all of them will get on that score sheet. So we're now 5 on 5. Huskies are now back to 5 players on the ice.
And again, Huskies did well, not conceding any goals during that penalty kill.
And again, high slot. See the player there was in the high slot there, ready for that quick shot.
Okay, there's an opportunity now.
So we have a quick fly change there in, for that was a long short-handed period there on that short-hander. The guys are now changed there for the Huskies. End-to-end skate there, and just come off the post there.
Just come off the post. He was trying to go short side on the goalie. Had the post well covered.
And again, a nice save there by Adam Long. So what do you think the Huskies need to do to get a goal? I don't think they can buy one in this game. So I think when they're skating into their zone, we've seen in the last couple of breakouts, it's just a lone man skating. I think the teammates just need to get in that position and just talk. There's no crowd here.
Nope.
There's no background noise. It's yell. Use your voice. I'm here.
Absolutely, it's a shame they couldn't capitalize on that early breakaway they had to actually convert that into a goal.
Oh, and now by Seawood has taken a shot. Goalkeeper with a catch in net. Good save. And a good save there by Brett Shepherd.
That was excellent, yep.
And not to be confused with another Brett Shepherd. There's another Brett Shepherd out there. He's a player. He used to play for the Medway Bears and then maybe Lee Valley Lions. So not to be confused with Brett Shepherd of Medway. I think a very dubious icing call. The ref's not having any of the conversations with the players. Yep, he is now calling it. We're going back for a centre ice puck drop.
Maybe it was whistled down slightly too early to see what was going to happen. Didn't realise that the goalie was actually going to go for it.
So we're in the last 7 minutes of the third period of Game 4 of the Spring Cup. So those that have just joined us watching, this is the second game for the Huskies in this Spring Cup. There's a game every Saturday and Sunday. We're streaming next weekend, free again, on YouTube and on Facebook on next Sunday. We're playing against the Solent Devils. They're away to Solent on the Saturday, and then home game on the Sunday. Same time, and tune in once again. You've seen some players and other players that are joining the feed there. So, hey, Bax, how you doing? Good job you watching the Invicta boys. So one thing also just pointing out is that you can see the netting. Not a great view for the camera here, but we're going to point out is that the Alexandra Palace are doing a crowdfunding for some plexiglass. We're one of the only rinks left in the country there to still have netting there. So we've got a support page. So go to the Facebook page. There's a post on the 22nd of February. Look at that page there. It will take you to Space for Hive. And currently we're on the 25,000 mark. We've got a few weeks left, and we just need some more funding there. So those supporters that come and watch at Haringey, I'm sure it'll be more interesting to watch without this netting, with the plexiglass up. So anyone, if they can, I know it's difficult times, will contribute where possible. And the ref is just approaching the players' bench there, giving them a warning. A warning of what exactly? Late change?
The puck spills out deep again in the Haringey zone. Slough quick to pick up the puck again, trying to keep control of it.
That's a nice chip off the boards. Not too heavy, mind, because these boards can get bouncing. You don't want to have an icing. A nice 1 or 2 there by unlucky there. And that was James Pentecost there. The breakaway there had a shot on net. Unfortunately, he couldn't get his rebound. Now Slough on the break. Good defending by Huskies, holding the player on the board. Now we've got Pollard with the puck there. He's going to take a shot. And it's a goal.
Nearly, Brett Shepherd was 4.5 minutes away from a shutout game.
That's what happens.
And that's what happens.
There's a good goal there by Nathan Pollard, joining the Huskies team just for this Spring Cup. He plays for the Peterborough team. I know he plays for the second team, and he's been guesting up with his brother with the first team there, so he's got some experience. What does that experience the team?
At 94, Tom Davis. Top of the goal, 55 minutes and 14 seconds.
go with just under 5 minutes remaining in the period. The puck now in the Huskies defense zone. They're having some trouble getting out of the zone there. So is that an icing that's just been past their player? Nope, it's being waved off. Another now passing through the net. Nice work by the defenseman. In front of that net, they just need to bury that puck.
Shepard did well there to keep his eye on the puck there as well. Even though those mouth scrambles that you get something in front of the goal, they can be very, very dangerous. It can bounce out and just end up anywhere.
And there's 3 shots he had there, literally like 4 or 5 seconds. So Slough with good possession in the Huskies zone. They're keeping hold of the puck. They're digging deep. That's one good thing that the Slough team have brought there is they possession is good. They shield their bodies in front of that puck. So 3 minutes ago, the scoreline being 7-1. And it's 1 goal apiece in this period.
And it is, yes. So.
And a breakaway now by Young George to make the pass into the high slot and take that shot. Nice work by the Huskies there. Just didn't finalise on that, just that last shot there. I think it came off the player's skate and into the corner. Again, Huskies with the possession, looking to do another breakout pass. A side hit, debatable whether that's a penalty. The player didn't see the hit coming. It was from the side, it wasn't from behind, but it hit his head. You've got to be careful about those hits there. It did look like it was his head was down. But what can a player do if you're lining up a player to be hit and he's got his head down at that point? You can try and pull out, but in these situations, sometimes you can hurt yourself pulling out of those.
Well, you're right. It's difficult, especially at this speed as well.
Mm-hmm.
To then kind of change direction, but of course it's always safety first, I suppose.
And it does look like he's been given a 10-minute for that as well. So we've got Brandon Webster. Looks like he's been ejected from the game. And Brandon Webster, as you know, is a brother of Mason Webster, another ex-Haringey player. As he said, the ref has called it, checking to a head. Yeah. I don't think it was intentional for the head. It looked like the player had dipped at that last moment. So what can you do? It's difficult to pull out. There's some disagreements as well coming from the Harrogate bench there, whether it is actual checking from the head. Difficult call. Well, it's one thing in today's sport. You've got to be careful of these head injuries. You've got to have the protection around it as well. So the ref in his eyes, if he sees anything that's close to the head, he has to call it.
He has to call it. He has to make that call.
2 minutes for the official.
And it looks like the disagreement from the bench. The ref has dished out a 2-minute bench minor as well for the disagreements from the bench. So at the moment, what we're facing is a 5-on-3 power play for the Slough Jets there. And the player has to go for the bench for the bench minor there, but we only have 4 minutes left. So, and the call is for 2 minutes. So anyone can go to the bench.
2 for 2. So we've got Ryan Ryan Payne is sitting it out in the bench at the moment, and we've got Woodford as well.
So Ryan Payne is sitting for the penalty for young Brandon as he's been ejected from the game.
Yep.
As it's 10 minutes there's no point in him staying because there's only 2 minutes of the game. So generally, everyone go back to the changing rooms at that point. So let's just hope that the 5-on-3 is they're doing what they've been doing before and defending really well. As we know, with 4 players on the ice, you play a box, but now with 3 is you have to form this triangle. So you have 2 defensemen and a forward, and he's just trying to form this very tight triangle. And again, let them pass.
Another great stop there by Alan Long. Read that well. Stayed focused on that puck, on that movement there in front of the ball.
And a good clearance by Tom Avery there into the Slough zone. They have to break in. They've got 1 minute 30 left of the period. 1 minute 30.
Wonderful. Well,
with a nice pass there to Luke Spittle, just couldn't finalise on that shot. Again, what a quick pass from their own zone to the blue line.
He completely had to jump on them in that one.
So you can see we've got the Slough team. They're just passing it around. They want to try and collapse that triangle that the Huskies are putting up there and just find that opportunity. So
one important thing as well now for the goalies is, which is what Adam's doing really well, is not giving up those rebounds, absorbing the shot,
well.
and keeping it close.
So into the last minute of the period, and the game. Still with 2 men in the box from Huskies, and it's a 5-on-3 power play for the Jets. Now with the 5-on-3 and he's shooting from the point there, you can either send the little floater in with a tap, or you shoot low. You've got to shoot low though, because that means then it can come off a stick.
It can pinball in front of the goal.
You don't want the player to try and go for a top right-hand corner or anything like that, because you want that rebound.
Yeah.
And there's a nice clearance by the Huskies. Nice clearance there by Pollard.
Going into the last 10 seconds of the game.
Huskies return to 5 skaters.
We're back with 5 skaters. Well, Raymond got 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And we're at the end of the period. The final score is 7-1. 7-1 to Slough Jets. That puts Slough now won 2 games in the Spring Cup Series. We have now Solent winning 2 games. So they're drawing on them. We've got Milton Keynes and Huskies in that 3rd and 4th position now.
Absolutely. We had goals scored by Sam Talbot. He had 3 goals there. So he had his hat trick for this evening. We had Connor Redmond with 2 goals, Lewis English with 1 goal, and Timo Lindgren with another goal there.
And 1 goal for the Huskies, and that was scored by Nathan Pollard, and it was Nathan Pollard that got that goal.
I think what the Huskies can take away from this is, they're defensively, especially on the penalty kill. I think they cope remarkably well.
Seems to be if they've got a structure to play with that box, they can defend well.
Absolutely.
When they get into that 5 position, they may be having defenses not structured. They're playing with players they haven't yet played before, knowing where they are. I mean, the Slough guys know where each other player is without even looking.
Yeah,
that's how they train. They've been together like 3 or 4 years with this same squad. And they've moved from the NHL 2 to NHL 1 and progressed upwards. So we're just going into the man of the match awards now. So Connor Edmonds with a brace there with 2 goals. So he wins man of the match for Slough Jets.
And for the Highway Huskies, number 7, Owen Dell.
And number 7, Owen Dell. From the Huskies, picking up.
Very young, quick player from the Invicta Dynamo's team. And has had a spell there with the GB under 18s as well. So thank you all for joining today. I hope you had a good experience. Myself and Eric jabbering away.
We very much look forward to next weekend, where we hopefully can welcome you all back again for our next live stream.
And just check the Haringey website. And just for the next streams there, again, we'll be on both Facebook and on YouTube, and the games are free.
And until then, it's goodbye from myself and from Gary.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.